Dan is a waiter at the Comedy Store.
Sure.
I forgot everyone's dying.
You know what I thought you were going to say? I forgot to do your Coke.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population St. Germain.
Dan St. Germain.
What an
Welcome
intro.
back, dude. Welcome
Good to
back.
be back. I
Holy
love the
crap.
studio. I love the outfits.
Yes, we brought colorful
I
outfits.
think you could have peacocked it a little more, Dan.
Daniel
Sorry. I know.
Daniel
Man,
Van
I don't
Kirk
say
does
this
not.
I went a little muted.
He
Yeah,
lets us.
I'm muted too. I should have
Yeah,
worn some.
we balance. This is
Yeah, I
actually
should
probably
balance us.
This is
I should
actually
have
probably
done
pretty
something fun.
pleasing.
We're the crazy bread on the outside. You guys are the good, solid.
You
meat.
look like an ex-CIA guy who's now developing hallucinogens. And
Who's also in quality control at what's the
Tommy Bahama.
Tommy
Like I'm the one who
Quality
says no.
control.
One more parrot on that shirt.
Dan and I look like the contestants on $10,000 Pyramid.
yeah, for sure.
You guys are giving us the clues.
That's right. Jason looks like he's got several pairs of binoculars. All right, so
That is a great sweater.
isn't that a great
Thank
sweater?
you.
So the world's getting dumber. I'm so happy that you're here to help sort this out with us,
Well,
Dan.
I'm getting dumber too. So.
We get,
Well-
then you'll understand.
I don't know if you're getting dumber.
No,
man.
Dan,
It
we
might
just
be-
did a set with you, or watched you do sets at Moon Tower in Austin, and you are definitely not getting dumber.
getting funny as shit.
Hilarious.
He already
Well,
was
thank you,
funny.
dude.
He's
Thank
got a
you.
new special, which we're going
We'll
to tell
talk
you about,
it later, along with Daniel's amazing special. Dan and
we gotta
Daniel.
keep it straight
I got
today.
it straight, and then but let's jump into some stories. Daniel, do you got one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Randall.
Randall.
You know, in
Daniel.
the special, there's a story about a guy and I trying to save this old dude in Hawaii.
It's that may be. I don't know why I never heard that. That may be my favorite.
But his name was Randy.
right, and I
Right.
kept thinking when you
And the amount of people who afterwards go
thought it was me.
They go, "Was it Randy Sklar?" And I go, "Do you
Randy's
think I
not that
Do you
heroic.
think
I
would've-
wouldn't have recognized him running
yes.
on the beach.
Do you think I
towards
would
me?
have left that nugget out? That
I'm going to say this, and we'll get to your plugs later, Daniel. But there's a moment in that story that I was not prepared for.
Yeah.
That may be like I howled so much, and I know you so well. It'd be like me laughing at Jason doing something.
Yeah.
It's like when my wife laughs at me do something. I'm like, what are you laughing at?
It's like you ever try to tickle yourself? That's how close
Every
we are.
night.
You can't do
hell?
it.
Every
you
night
can't
for
do it. You
hell are
can't
you laughing
surprise
at?
yourself, Dan. It's
You
surprising.
get mad. You're like, what the hell are you laughing at?
thank you.
All right, Daniel Van Kirk,
I
jump into
cried in the
story.
shower later after that in real life. I'm not
I know.
joking.
I know.
I believe it.
You
Okay.
said that on stage.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Sent in by Carlene McDermott. I don't know if you've never heard of her, but she's at She Be Carlene.
So what happens, just so you know, Dan St. Germain,
And everybody else, if you've just joined us.
our
People's-
fans send us in. They find these crazy like local
Right.
stories. They send them to us
Via
via
Twitter,
X,
X.
Twix, whatever you want to call it. It's at Sklar Brothers, at Daniel Van
Sure.
Kirk. And then hashtag Dumb People Town, and then we can sort of see who sent it first. Because a
What's
lot of times we'll get like the same story
Right,
sent
'cause
like
it's-
50
yeah, it's
times.
insane.
It's
When
just
we
what-
pull back the curtain to talk about what's happening, that's called a shoot, right?
That's a shoot.
Yeah. So that's a shoot we did right
We
there.
just
You
did
describing a shoot is a shoot.
That's true, too.
and you describing him describing a shoot is a
Oh,
shoot.
no, stop.
They'll never get out of
Our
this.
heads blow up.
Somebody
Scanners,
needs,
I mean.
somebody needs to create a show, scripted or unscripted, I don't care, called Inception Pro Wrestling,
Oh,
where
my
you're
God.
in the shoot in a shoot.
In
Well,
a
as
shoot.
as somebody who has a wrestling podcast, formerly Wrestle Roast, now working stiff,
Yes.
I can guarantee you it'll have a hard time finding an audience.
But those listeners,
Yeah,
That's the one
they'll
thing I know.
love it.
they'll love it.
They will.
They'll love
They'll
it.
go
Yours
down
for
any
life.
shoot with you.
They'll be
Okay.
yours
Okay.
for life.
All right.
Headline is Workers Destroy Driveway After Client Refused to Pay.
Oh, so we're going to work on your driveway.
So is this
and then-
now, Dan? Are we going to do who's the a-hole here?
Oh
Is
no,
that
I
the
think
story?
it's pretty clear.
Okay.
It's not. It's not. It's just a straight up story about in Australia. But yeah, so and I've never thought about this before. You do some sort of home construction or construction. You build a fence. You do whatever. You
Yeah.
landscape, and then you don't get paid. At what point do you go? I guess we're gonna go undo that.
right. Yeah,
I mean,
because
I think
that's
it's fair.
You're first of all, getting paid for services
Yes.
is such
your
a
wife. This is your wife.
This is my
What
wife.
if she
This
redoes
is
someone's
us.
entire home?
It's us.
Yeah, but we can't go take the laughs back.
No.
Sometimes I never give them in the first place.
yeah.
But
I want to take
You
the
can go out
laughs
and
back.
destroy the name of the place.
Daniel Van Kirken, take back the laughs.
That would be a great fundraiser.
Take back the laughs.
Take back the
Just a
laughs.
bunch of people, comics marching, but they can only go 3/4 of a mile because they're so out of
it's
shape.
all setups.
Yeah.
No one does punchlines.
It's like you do a joke and then you're just like, I think Carlin did that. It's like you immediately throw cold water on
on all
everyone's
of
jokes.
it. On all of it.
Take back the laughs.
Or it's constantly the version of my buddy has a joke and then you do it poorly.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
taking the laugh.
Look, I'm not doing it right because he does it better than me.
You had to be there.
There's more of an act out in that. I
Listen,
don't really do it.
I don't do impressions, but if I
This guy
did,
does
it would
act
be this thing, and then I'm not going to do it because.
But like your wife, if she designs a
I
home for somebody
I
and then they
can't
don't
even-
pay,
I can't
does she
even-
go back in and get the curtains and
No.
go? We're not then.
There's
But I'm
nothing-
serious. It must
it's
cross your
happened.
mind.
It's happened.
Well, these guys had enough. Australian tradesmen reached their breaking point
Mm-hmm.
when they destroyed a concrete driveway after their client refused to pay them
I'm on
and
the.
left
I'm
them
on
with
their
no
side.
other choice.
I'm
Of
on
course.
their side.
Break them up.
Break 'em up.
Damian Hallett.
That
Damian Hallett.
That's
Sounds
the
like
guy
a folk
who's-
hero.
That's the guy whose house it is?
Nope.
That's
the construction guy.
That's a reverse. A
That's one of
Hallett
the
is
two
a
guys.
A Hallett is a reverse mullet. That means your hair's long in the front and short in the
Tonight we
back.
have a Hallett.
Well, how are you searing the Hallett?
Were you a waiter? I could see you being a waiter.
Dude, I was the worst waiter.
Really?
I was a
You
very
have good. You have
We
good
were bus
special
boys.
face. You
We
have
were
good
we were
special
bus
face.
boys.
Oh.
Dan, we were
My-
bus
this
boys.
is one of my.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You know, we all had jokes that we didn't realize were like our bits before we
Yes.
started doing stand up. It's one of my oldest jokes, but I would use it to really describe people. Like, you do a waiter, I go, my entire being a waiter career can be summed up in one sentence. I forgot your Diet Coke.
And doing that too.
Yes. I was so bad. I was very good at the sit down and the how we
And
doing,
being
We
charming.
didn't-
Yes.
And then the other person's like, I didn't order it.
which
Diet
made me a
Coke.
good
Oh, I forgot something.
bartender. Which made me a good bartender, but a horrible waiter.
Horrible waiter. So it's not about serving people. It's about the distance you have to walk between
I
you
can-
getting the order
Yes,
and doing
I
it.
can
It's
build
all about
rapport.
distance.
I just can't execute.
My God, yeah, I was in the food industry. I did not do that well.
No,
No,
We
I-
loved it.
We're
I
not
mean,
designed for that.
no.
I think I
I
would-
washed dishes one time.
Being a busboy,
I was a dishwasher.
Yeah, when I
was a
started
bar
at
back
Second City, I was
bartender.
essentially a bar back.
Right.
Yeah.
And that I was seating people. I sat people.
Seating
I was
people,
good at that.
expediting
Yes.
food. We did all that.
How we all doing tonight? A lot
It's
of that.
amazing anything gets done at the Comedy Store when you figure all these guys who are working there want to be comedians.
It is wild to me.
You know, like how are they remembering orders? Like how are they just not quitting?
Well, the
comedy?
waiters and the waitresses.
The wait staff isn't
doesn't
necessarily.
They're locked
necessarily.
in.
Doormen and those.
But even
and those
some of
people
them,
work in
and
the
they're all
parking
cool as
lot.
shit. But if I had started out as a door guy at the store, you would have had to have kept me outside.
I do like the
Because you put me in the
bartenders,
room, they'd be like, Daniel, the stage, or I'd be like too locked into the I'd be the other way. I'd be
Right,
too
right.
into the comedy.
though. Right. That
You would either be like impressed or resentful.
This
the whole
is
time.
you.
I've lived-
This
that
is
was me in
Dan
Second
as a
City.
waiter at the Comedy Store.
Sure.
I forgot everyone's diagnosis.
You know what I thought you were gonna say? I forgot to do your Coke.
I'm on coke.
On the glass.
I'm on the line.
I forgot I'm on coke. All right, so
so
they
funny. Okay.
just
Damian
jackhammered
Hallett
this thing up.
and his business partner Jamie Somerville, Hallett and Somerville.
The new Rizzoli and Isles,
Work
the
at-
Australian
the new
Rizzoli
Rizzoli
and
and
Isles.
Don't you?
Niles.
They work at Clare Concreting, a concrete contractor company in Clare, Australia, which sounds like a vocal warm up. Clare Contracting,
Say
a
that
concrete
5 times.
contractor company in Clare, Australia. Nevertheless, the men lost their cool after destroying their hard work when I would say they lost it before they did it. But
But
whatever.
did they? They
when a
just were
homeowner
doing what they-
informed them he wouldn't pay the remaining balance of his bill.
This, I'm telling you, because my wife's in this business of that thing. The remaining balance is the worst thing to then go at.
Because once it's done,
Once it's
and you
done,
give
what are they going to do?
somebody, like, a
They're going
leash
to be
on
like,
it.
yeah, they're going to be
But
like,
you sort of understood that they can't pay you the full rate until it is done.
Right,
And now it
because-
is done, and they've already crossed the finish line emotionally in their life. So they're
We're not
like,
gonna
Has
pay it.
she dealt with people being like, "Well, you didn't really do it the way I want, so I'm not going to."
That's yes. They're like, well, you didn't do. They start to list off the things and like That's not the way it goes. If you were to go to a store and buy
Right.
an
Sure.
item that's
Sure.
packaged up, and you say to
A
yourself,
loaf of bread, and you're like, those last two pieces weren't what I was expecting.
"Let you." I
not
guess
wrong,
you.
by the
I
way.
guess
I
you
wonder
could
if
go
any
back.
interior designers build in like a $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 like
Offer?
No, it's like a removal package. So when everything's done, if you decide you don't like this, then it
actually
gets
a smart
taken
idea.
out. And if you are happy with everything, it just gets given back to you. But you just pay that in the event that you end up not wanting
Like a
everything, because we
retainer
do have
sort
to
of a
pay
thing.
people to come
You could
take
do
it all
that.
out.
I mean,
Like a deposit?
yeah, or like
yeah, a little insurance
yeah,
policy.
Yeah,
That's why the only safe business is like plumber and locksmith, because like you need that fucking person.
Yes.
you need it.
And you
You
are
need
so
it.
relieved when it's done. You're like, how much?
How much?
What can I do for you?
Yes. The laborers were seen in footage captured outside the home where they started digging up a driveway with a bulldozer.
Yeah.
Damien was reportedly seen telling
was
the
child
devil.
was that the child?
Yes.
His head spinning?
was
Was reportedly seen hovering above the driveway.
supervising everything.
Damien was reportedly seen telling the stunned homeowner, "I'm ripping the whole fucking lot out."
Yeah,
so the
man,
guy
right.
comes out of his house. He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "It's
I'm
gone.
ripping it out.
It's gone. You didn't want it, right? You didn't pay."
Right. I mean, I love it, Dan. This is like
This is where I almost printed
This
out-
is the dad who's like, I'm gonna stick to whatever I'm grounding this kid with.
There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines of dialogue that I almost like printed outside.
Oh my
so we
God.
can get that, but
So we can
I'll
read
read
it.
it.
You do all
So the
of it,
homeowner comes out and he goes, "The hell you doing?" Right? The guy replies, "I'm ripping the whole fucking lot out."
Goddamn right. You
To which
should
the
expect
homeowner
this.
replies, "It's not going to help anybody."
Oh, it's going to help them.
And then Damien responded, "It's not going to help me by leaving it here."
That's right. He's right.
Yes. Then the tradesman added, "So I don't care. I'm pulling this out.
Great.
At the end of the day, you owe me money. I'm pulling this out. You had your chances." The homeowner was seen continuing to argue, which Damien counteracted with, "You said you're not going to pay me the money. If you're going to pay me the money, I'll stop. If not, I'm going to bulldoze now."
Yeah.
You gave him the out.
This
You
is
gave him the
great.
out.
And I'm gonna charge you for what it cost me to bring this bulldozer over
Right.
here.
But I just picture this a-hole like sitting, eating like a toasted English muffin, right?
Yeah.
And you just
With
start hearing,
bananas
and you
and
just
peanut
start
butter
hearing,
on it.
beep, beep,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you're like,
That's weird.
probably not for us, right?
Right?
And
Wait,
it's-
why is that getting louder?
Right. Yes. Yes. However, the men eventually came to an agreement, the Daily Mail reported. In the initial footage of the dispute, a police officer was seen asking the construction workers to be reasonable. So the cop shows up.
Hi, be reasonable, mate.
Yeah,
Hi,
exactly. Very well done.
That's not a bulldozer.
Oh, come on.
This is a bulldozer. He's got one in his back pocket.
Damien yelled at his stingy client, "I've got messages from a day ago where you said you'll pay." The officer was filmed interjecting, saying, "Now, can we go over here and talk about it?" To which Damien replied, "You can go talk to him. I'm done talking to him. Why do I need to talk to him?"
That's right. He doesn't.
The conflict
Go get my money,
The
copper.
conflict reportedly continued before law enforcement understood the origins of the disagreement.
That's right. He had to explain it to the guy.
This is when the cop says to the homeowner, "Hang on, how much do you owe him?" The police officer asked, to which Damien replied. Now Damien interjects, "How much money?"
get to guess?
Yes.
in
How much
American
money-
dollars or
Yes.
Australian dollars?
I believe it's American dollars. How much money do you think
The last
the
portion
homeowner
of it.
owed these guys, Mullet and Hanley or whatever,
Yeah, Hamlet.
on
$400.
$400?
Oh, more than that. Like he owed him like $3,000.
$4,000.
He owed them $3,500.
I was like,
You guys bookended it.
dude, that's enough to make you.
No,
That's enough
money.
to make like
Yes.
that's
real
a good
money.
amount. I was just the way you set that up, I thought it was going to be like an infinitesimal.
Oh,
amount.
no, it was enough to.
Dude, that's
try
a
to piss
weekend
him
at
off.
Dr. Grin.
I hate it when I don't guess numbers right.
We'll get it. You'll get one more
you'll
chance
get
when we're
chances.
done.
You'll get it. You'll get
Well,
it.
then you need to pay him the $3,500. The
That's
cop
right.
said.
See, the cop is now in the bulldozer.
Let me get a couple digs in there.
The tradesman applauded the cop, adding that he had been outstanding. Of course he was.
By the way, he applauded him in the most like,
you hear that?
yeah.
You hear that?
Nancy
Exactly.
Pelosi.
Keep going, Nancy Pelosi. Clapping in his face.
The tradies told News.com.au that they were simply hardworking Aussies
Yes.
pushed to the limit. Jamie said, "We don't condone this sort of stuff. We've never done it before. We knew it was going to come to a situation."
We're not criminals. We're not alcoholics. We're Australia. Oh,
This
sorry.
is like the moment. This is the moment in the Land Down Under where like the cop and the guy who's working realize they're both from the same town.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The bulldozer guy and is like, oh, I come from a Land Down Under, and they're just bulldozing it together.
According to Jamie, the job was for $13,500, and the
Yes, what a
homeowner had
driveway
paid
costs.
$10,000, but was refusing to pay the remainder.
You got to pay it out. You agreed on the price.
He explained the main reason why it happened was he blatantly said to us he wasn't going to pay.
So there is no reason.
There
It's
is
not
no-
like they goofed
It's not
on
like
the
you
middle.
say you
Wait.
made our driveway 10
So
feet
did
shorter.
he dig it up at all? If he dug it up, then like, does he not own the money? Like, how does that work? If you destroy it, then he
Yeah,
doesn't
once
own
you destroy it,
Right.
you're saying I don't want the money.
He either was like threatening with the bulldozer
Yeah.
and never did any, or would have to, I'm sure, fix.
I mean,
whatever
I
they
think
had
you bring
started.
it down and start to make some
start-
noise by the
yeah.
street, and then it's
So,
like-
but 3,500. So technically, out of a $13,000 bill, it's about a fourth.
right,
So they should have broken up a fourth of the driveway.
Sure.
right,
Yeah.
Because they're like, look, he paid for 10.
And it has to be the front fourth.
Right.
Because you want those cars to if
Right.
you're going to leave
You
it.
want it to be
I want there to be a
effective.
dip.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
According to Jamie, clients not paying happened not too often, but last year a big company stuffed them out of how much money? So this was the baggage that they brought into this new
Yeah,
relationship.
this is like
Oh,
we're
they're
not-
like, it happens.
Someone
never
else
again.
stiffed them out of money.
Yeah.
And so this one they said, not again.
Never
Which
again.
probably added to the anger and the aggression and,
100%.
and shortened the fuse
I
on
mean,
them.
he's got the bulldozer on speed dial.
He said,
In
we're
case
still
this happens."
recovering from what they didn't pay us. So we will get out of here on this.
Sheesh. Okay.
What is the amount of money
Did
that
this
you
big
think
company stiffed him?
The first company stiffed them that added to this going, we're not letting 3,500
for doing
go.
the parking lot driveway.
Yeah. You can go. You can go first. You can
Do you want
take,
me to
you can
go
last?
first
Whatever
and
you
give
want.
my-
I'll
Dan.
go last. That's fine.
Okay, so I think they stiffed him out of like 40 grand.
40.
Yep.
Oh, I think it's going to be like
It's like a whole parking lot.
$80,000.
$80,000. Dan.
I'm gonna split the difference. $60,000.
$60,000. What were their names?
Hamlet,
Mellet and
Hallett,
Hallett and Somerville.
and some.
We were close.
Hallett and Somerville.
Huh?
Hallett and Somerville.
Hallett, Somerville, get your
It's like a-
badges and get out of
It's
here.
like a Jimmy Buffett cover band.
I know it too well. Hallett and Somerville.
Changes in attitudes, changes in
Wasted away again down in Somerville.
There you go.
Searching for my lost Hallett assault.
Perfect. Somerville and Hallett. Hallett. Don Hallett. Good to meet you.
Why are you squeezing my hand so
Don
hard?
Hallett. Hallett Ford.
I met
formerly
you.
Chevy.
You don't need to squeeze my hand that hard.
Don,
Come on,
Don,
man.
let
Hey,
it go,
hey.
man. Come on.
How about we
All right.
fist bump next time?
What did you guess?
I said 80,000.
I said 40. He said
60.
Okay. They were screwed out of $14,000.
Wow,
Still a lot.
We were
Still
off.
a lot.
way
Enough
off.
to piss you off.
Yeah.
Enough to piss
Enough
you
to
off.
piss you off.
Enough to piss you
I
off.
think this
All
is
right,
neat.
Jason, you're going to be second. We'll do some plugs.
Yeah, we'll do that on the other side of the break.
plug Dan.
Specials galore to talk
Dan
about.
and Daniel both have specials out. I want everyone to go see them. This is
Yes.
Dumb People Town. Dan St. Germain is our guest. We'll be right back.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, wonderful people. We are back. The show is happening, and we have two great people plugging great things before we get
Two
into
Dan's, two
story
specials. I love it so
Let's
much.
start with Daniel
Dance
Van
at the
Kirk.
Same time.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get
Rose
to Dan
Gold.
St. Germain, Daniel Van Kirk has
Rose
a
Gold.
beautiful special that
Which
is
I
out.
watched on a plane, and I laughed so loud people looked at me. Like,
Hey,
I
I'll
was
take
like,
that.
Jay was next to me, and I'm like,
Rain's like, you got to cool it. I'm like, it's so funny.
I was like, you got to cool it. And then I remembered a week earlier, I saw all this stuff live when he retired. Not retired it, but like did the
Did it one last
special
time.
When
at the
I
Elysian
moved it over to the corporate gig section.
the Elysian
Yeah.
Theater, and I
Holy
was laughing so
sheesh.
hard. Again, like I said, there's one story in the middle that I just absolutely love.
If you listen to this podcast, if you're
I think
here,
you'll like it.
if you're here, you already like what
by
we're
the way,
about.
people are watching it,
Some
and of
big
course,
stories,
people are loving
some
it.
observation. Yes, I mean to all the townies
It's
who
a slow build.
gone
and it'll-
to my YouTube and watched it. I really appreciate you. If you're ever wondering how you can support two things, come to shows and share the special. So DanielVanKirk.com for that, or you can go to my YouTube, and then I will be I'm not sure when we're dropping this, so you probably missed me in Denver, but you might be able to catch me in Green Lake, Wisconsin.
Hey.
And then I am doing a week of shows at the Lincoln Lodge. I'm building my new hour and making it a little bit of a comedy festival. July 16th to the 21st. It's called Hub City Comedy Week. There's going to be tons
Great
of
call.
other great comics and friends of mine who are just coming to hang out and do shows as well. You can go to danielvankirk.com to get all of that. Rose
love
gold,
it.
baby.
I love it, Daniel. I'm so
watch
proud of
Fight
you.
Club.
And I'm now proud of this Dan St. Germain, who, like
Thank
we
you.
said, Jay and I you did tag it, which thank you for doing
It was a
that
great
show.
show.
with us. Wasn't that a
fun show.
blast?
And you guys gave me some great tags that I have to incorporate.
That's all we
Put 'em
ask
in.
is you, after
Put 'em
you
in.
incorporate
I'm
them,
gonna
text me and
incorporate
let me
them
know.
this week because
Great.
last week I was a little nervous because it was you know how you come to you guys don't have this but you come to you have this in New York.
Go to
come
New
to New
York,
York and you're
Yeah.
like I want to just do the 10 minutes that I know
Crushes.
is gonna crush. You know,
Sure.
But
And
yes,
you
I'm gonna
crushed.
try
And you
incorporate-
crushed, by
yes,
the
this
way.
was the new stuff. But if you want to check out my the last special I did, which came out a month and a half ago,
Love it.
Dance Fatty Dance. It's free on YouTube. I'm making
It's
the
a
pad.
brilliant title.
Yes, I'm making the pad rounds about it. So check it out. Free on YouTube. Dance Fatty Dance.
So this is it. We say this over and over again, and I mean this. You guys are part of a revolution. The way we get these people to make money off of doing specials or understand they can do another special is by supporting and watching their
25 more people
special.
out
So
to the
this
show.
is how it helps, just to not go into another shoot or do another
You're
shoot.
right.
Oh no.
This is how it works.
No
if
kayfabe
if people like the special and like Daniel Van Kirk said, send it to their friends and say share it. Be like, have you seen this? This is great. Do you I know you love comedy, and this is just a great special. It's free on YouTube.
Sure.
Check it out. Then that gets passed around, and we've all had things that go viral. That thing gets passed around. People find out about it. And then when we're all in another city performing our comedy,
Right.
it's maybe gotten to some people who now love your comedy, who've seen
Yes.
the special.
Exactly.
You'll sell more tickets in your town and make more money. That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah, we're
100%.
trying to keep afloat, folks.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
remind you,
continue to-
I want to remind you to tell everybody about the name change for the pod.
Wrestling Pod. You
Right, if you're a wrestling fan, I have a podcast called Wrestle Roast that's changing to Working Stiff. Hopefully this week. When does
Hey.
this come out?
This
don't
will
know.
probably it'll be out.
It'll be
changed.
changed.
It'll be changed. So please check it out. It's me and Scott Chaplin and Mike Lawrence and Robert Carpel. It's really funny guys just talking about wrestling. So if you're looking at comedy, wrestling, crossover. And I'll be doing a new podcast very soon with Sean Donnelly. If you're an all things comedy guy, you know that from My Dumb Friends. Working title is Burbs Bros. Craziest stories about the suburbs. So
Hey,
in the
now.
Dumb People
In the
Town
Dumb People Town verse.
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah, if you
jump
like
on
this,
that
you'll
'cause
love
we've
it.
got crazy suburb stories
Yeah.
in our
God
lives.
damn, we do.
For sure. I'd love to have you guys.
That sounds great. All right, one more time. Dan's Fatty Dance
Yes.
and Rose Gold. Those are the two specials you need to watch on YouTube. Just Google
And we'll
them.
tell you what we got coming up later. Okay.
All right, here we go. This story was sent in by Megan Laskowski.
Yeah, it's I think
Megan
it's in
Laskowski.
Soy Mates 3 Eva.
Let me guess. Let's all make our
Sundays.
guesses. H, no H in this Megan. I'm gonna go no H.
No H.
No H. It does sound like that last name. Every time you say it, sounds like you're angry
Laskowski.
at them.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Laskowski.
H or
You
no
can't
H?
do it without a Chicago.
There is an H.
Oh,
God
take
damn.
a seat.
Jesus Christ. Fucking kill yourself.
Come on.
Meg
That was
Hand.
Meg Hand.
I also like a Sarah with no H. That's just that's
Same.
my hot take.
It almost feels like you're raw.
I'm married to a Sarah with no H.
Oh.
Well done.
All right.
Nice, bro.
Wasn't that a Ben Folds song?
Sarah with no H.
Sarah, is it Sarah
She's
with
a
an
Sarah and she's
a
got-
Sarah with an H.
Sarah
She's
with an
got
H.
no H's.
Okay, here we go. Here's
You
the
have a great
headline.
voice.
Cops, colon. So this is what they've told us.
This is what they say.
She stole car for stripper interview. Hoped for impunity. That almost sounds like an accusation, like a brother saying what the sister did. She stole car
For stripper interview.
But also, I mean, she wants the job.
Look, in it you got
she
to
wants the job.
you got to
wants the
impress.
job.
You got to impress the interview, and you know how hard it is
she's
to get
going to show
stripping
up.
jobs. You know how many times have you gone to a second interview, a third interview, a fourth interview? They're
interview.
calling references for the stripper job. They really want to know: are you going to deliver on everything that your resume says you have?
I mean,
They're checking
funny,
every
like,
reference on
the
the resume.
background checks are insane.
We've all met people like throughout our lives and career where they're like, man, I don't know how you do that. Like, they're just like, I don't even know how you generate
Yes.
work to like.
I
That's
say
how I
that
think
about
about
myself.
strippers. I'm like, I don't know. That is such a hard
Do you know
gig.
how you do it?
They walk in owing,
No pun intended.
Oh, intended. You
Intended.
walk in owing money to the club that
It's-
you
Right.
then have to like make back and then start making money.
It's like
and I'm
the
not
worst
saying you
pyramid
don't have
scheme
amazing
ever.
nights, but hey, we have amazing nights doing comedy and we have shitty nights doing comedy.
Yeah.
It just must
Yeah.
be so hard. And then again, you're fighting for stage time.
And you like have to you have to create a sexy vibe while getting money, which like
Right.
the least sexy I feel is when I'm worried about money.
Right.
So that's
You know?
a fact. And then also, you have this notion of these women are like it's almost like a comedian who's built his or her entire act on being angry.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if you're not mad that night?
Well, but also, what if you're not happy?
Yeah.
What if
What
you're
if you're
not
happy?
What if you're not the fun guy?
What if
mood?
yeah,
We've
you-
had those. We've had those.
What if you're not
nights.
the upbeat guy? What if you're in a depressed
Yes.
mood? It's like no one feels sexy all the time. I think as you get older, you
really
feel sexy
don't want
less.
to go. I mean, I don't know if you guys, but you don't want to go on stage with like a great mood.
No,
You know, like you
want a little
have a
edge.
good mood.
You
But
want-
like, honestly, a little frustrated is the best way to go.
yeah, I was gonna say, our friend
Little
Nate,
pissed
Nate
off.
Fritzen, he's a great comic. in
Yeah,
New York,
yeah,
and
really good.
So funny. He's like, I always like to go on stage hungry. Like
A little bit
physically
hungry.
hungry.
Right, right.
It's
That's
like
why
I do
wrestling
better.
coaches
It's like
say
if
that.
I've eaten,
Yeah.
and we feel this way too. If we've eaten a little bit, like
too
say you've eaten a
satisfied.
big meal
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you do like a
can't.
headline
I need
set.
an hour and a half.
Tired. And
Yes.
it's just,
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure like a stripper won't eat like a Thanksgiving dinner before.
Do you think she knew the person in the car she stole? I mean, I know we're gonna say.
We're gonna get into
into
it.
it.
So many
Let's
questions.
get into it.
An Indiana woman seemed to think she did
You're
nothing
already-
wrong.
She didn't do nothing. She didn't do
Despite stealing a car in order to travel to an interview for a stripper job.
She was gonna put it
Police
back.
say. I mean, for real. Interview? Can't you just send a photo?
No, you need to feel that person's energy.
Why aren't
What
they,
are like?
conducting stripper interviews on Zoom? I feel like she
Since the pandemic,
since
she's got a mask, but her boobs are out.
We went. Portland went through that.
Yeah,
did.
she's got
bless
pasties on her
him.
mouth. Confronted by police.
Shout out Devil's Point.
Can I tell you her name? It might be this. I don't know this if this is her stripper name.
Who
or her
was
real
the
name.
guy's name of the like? There was a guy who was like a lawyer, Robert Ravioli. Remember?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
Doctor.
Dr. Robert.
Wasn't he an eye doctor
He was
or
a
something?
psychologist with
Man,
twins.
you gotta change that name. You gotta change that
Dr.
name.
Robert Ravioli.
Or you have to be a pediatrician.
Like
Because
that's not
it's so
even a
fun.
good ravioli name.
I agree.
Yeah.
Dr. Pumpkin
Just-
Ravioli.
just-
Anything you do though to be weird. Hey, Pastor
If you're
Ravioli.
done- imagine
Imagine if you were a pastor,
imagine-
Pastor Ravioli.
Wait, no. Imagine like you have a kid that dies and the doctor was Dr. Ravioli. Like you're immediately gonna sue them,
Yes.
right?
And,
I'm
and,
sorry. This is
can
Dr.
know this.
Ravioli. We couldn't get your son through surgery.
God.
And wouldn't you kind of be like, this, is,
Come on,
this is
man.
on
What?
us a
Yeah.
little bit.
You're
This
like,
is on us.
we're not letting Ravioli deliver this news. Is all I'm saying. As a hospital, do not let him deliver this news.
Okay. Robert Ravioli to surgery. All right. Confronted by police, Kasia Shelton.
Kasia.
Kasia.
She doesn't even need to change her name.
She's
know.
like
Welcome to the
Caitlin
main
and
stage.
Asia.
A lot of the times, the ones with the great names, then they change it at strippers to
Jill.
like Anne.
Yeah.
You know, we got Jill coming up next to the main stage, guys.
Lisa coming up on the mic.
I'm not going to tell you how old she is.
Great
We'll
name.
guess at the end.
Kasia.
Quote, acted like this whole thing was a joke and did not understand why she was going to be arrested for it.
But I love, it's one of my favorite things
What?
in the history
Nobody
of Dumb
got
People
hurt.
Town is the devil may care, like the carefree.
I was just kidding.
Do you guys remember we did a story once about this dude who was
are we
having
doing?
sex during like Oktoberfest in Wisconsin?
Yes.
And when the cop was like, get out of the car, he was like, dude, it's Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Like,
What are
we
just a
doing?
very
Everybody,
like, casual.
we're gonna
like-
do this now.
Right, yeah.
This is according to the Muncie Police Department. Police received a call about the theft of a what year Kia Optima?
Okay,
man,
this is now.
So she's-
when did they start making Optimas?
That's
What was
a
the
good
optimal
question,
year?
too.
I think it was. I don't know why I
2004?
think I know that. Yeah, but I think it was
It's probably around that.
was
time.
really-
2000s.
Yeah.
I think that she stole a 2013 Kia Optima.
I was gonna
What
say
is it?
2014. Do you mind
2014.
if
Go for
I
it.
cut you
No.
off there? I'm gonna go 2014.
Do you think if you're if okay, police department like they can't find stolen cars anyway.
No.
If you got your car stolen, you're fucked. Sorry.
Yes.
But like,
Especially if it's a Kia.
do they do it in order of nice cars?
we've got a Jaguar. Bump that up above
bump
the Kia
that up.
Optima.
Like,
hell
if
yeah.
like a Ford Escort immediately goes to the bottom of the list.
So here's what I would say to car makers. This is such a simple thing. If there's something in
Can't
your
they put a tile?
so if there's something in
AirTag.
your Find
I
My
have an AirTag in
like
my
a
car.
Find My iPhone, you know where it's going. Okay,
Exactly.
But why can't, if you have a GPS system in your car of some sort, any sort of a mapping system, there be something along with that
There is.
that geolocates
There
where
is.
the car is. So
I know for a fact the new Toyota Camrys have it built into the app.
So if it does get stolen,
you can
people are
see
like,
where
"Oh, there
your
it
car
is."
all the time.
That should be the new way.
So guys, just steal the radio. Okay.
So like,
Yes.
Don't take the whole car.
But thieves are like they're so smart in this way that they'll be like, anything after like 2019 will never get stolen.
okay.
It'll all be before
I
that.
have-
I'm just saying, like, they know
So
what.
wait, so
yeah.
you said 2013, 2014.
14. What do you say?
I'm gonna go 2008.
Okay.
2008.
That's good.
One of you is exactly right.
Oh yeah. So now we get to.
I'm sticking 2013.
I'm gonna switch to Dan
I
St.
don't
Germain.
think you should.
Well, you want to stay with yours or go with
I'm gonna
anyone?
Stay.
Okay. Get your answers.
He
in.
said 2008, and I got excited.
She stole a 2013.
Daniel.
Ah, man, I'm usually good at years.
He knew. He
Wait,
knew.
since I got it right, can I
jump to you?
Can I ask you guys the most off-topic question? real
Yes. Of course.
quick? Do you have a child?
No, I do not.
Okay, me either. So you two,
Yeah.
you two
Yes,
brothers,
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
have you at any point tried to talk to your children
About
the fact that we all used to take the faces of our radios off?
No.
Because they have no
No.
concept of this, right?
They don't
They
get
probably
it.
don't even know it was ever a thing.
I don't know what
think
radios are.
Yeah,
No, they don't.
I don't think
My son
our-
listens to his music on his earphones from his radio.
But I
in
would
the
just
car.
love it very casually. You were like, we all used to take our radios with us when we walked in.
That's
Just the
right.
face.
The face
And they
of
would
the
be like,
radio.
what are you
What do you
talking
Also,
about?
like, if you were someone who stole stuff
Yeah.
and you saw a faceless radio, you'd be
Right.
like, that's probably expensive. Let
Yes.
me get it and we'll put another face on it.
Because they had the most beautiful light shows. Remember that?
That was
Yes.
so cool.
The
was
digital.
so
When your
cool.
friend would get a new car and then like they would play like whatever, like we would play like Grateful Dead. We were all like deadheads, but
Yeah.
it was
great.
great.
Yeah. So they have nothing, right? They have no
2013.
no
this is
perception
car.
of
So
that.
she just
2013
took
dealership
it.
from a Muncie dealership. She
Whoa,
took it straight from the lot
dealership.
on
All right, so-
Monday.
It's a loaner.
All right, listen.
It's a loaner.
This isn't test drive. I'm always on the look. I don't want stuff stolen from companies. I really don't like this, but I feel a little better about it that she took it.
She didn't
for
take
a
it from a
test drive.
person.
She took it for a test
Right,
drive.
took it from the
to a job
slot.
interview.
I mean, if I'm writing the headline for the story because it's a stripper and because it's a car, I would call this pole position.
That's right.
Sure.
WTTV reports an employee claimed they were preparing to arrange for Shelton to take a test drive.
That's right.
But were distracted as the dealership kept getting phone calls, though no one seemed to be on the other end of the line. This is the old call. Is she dialing the number from her
Yeah.
and continuing to hang up? Then she keeps dialing. I think your phone's ringing.
Yeah.
But is that your phone over there?
Yeah, she,
I mean,
she
is that
kept
you?
them going back into the office.
The
It's like, I'm
employee-
going to go back in the office is what most people who are selling.
The
cars.
employee reportedly told Sheldon to wait while they went to answer yet another phone call. This is like an old gag.
Genius.
That's when Shelton allegedly drove off in the Kia, per the messenger. Cameras showed the vehicle easily traced to Shelton, who filled out a form on the dealership's website.
Of course she did.
Traveling south toward Indianapolis, later returning to Muncie, according to the police. When officers showed up at Shelton's home, she just took the car home. The woman...
But that's not what they lied to
Bring
us.
it back and be
not
like,
you.
what? I couldn't take it that far?
What? The woman... I'm waiting for my third interview.
What
Filling
if
out the
she
form.
got the job because of the car?
I mean, I thought about this. Do you hire someone who wants the job this much?
Do you have
I mean, you're
a
not.
Kia?
You don't have cars for her to steal at the club.
Do you have an 11-year-old Kia Optima? Yes, I do. You are hired.
Today I do.
She later, she said,
Today I
she initially lied about who she was. Police said she later admitted to
Part of the job.
stealing the car and driving how many miles to Indianapolis to interview for a job as an exotic dancer, but claimed it wasn't a big deal because she returned the vehicle to the dealership afterward, according to court documents.
She did.
You asked us a question though. Right?
How many miles?
So
Did she drive?
What is
to go, how many
Muncie-
miles would you drive to go to a stripper
What is-
interview?
what
Dan
is
St.
Muncie?
Germain?
Talking one way or a round trip?
This is one way to get there.
I
Muncie
think
to Indianapolis.
I think for a strip club, you really want to. It's within the 20-mile range. Once you get over 20 miles, then you have to start asking some hard questions.
You either really want to work at
Pun
the strip
intended.
club.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
I would say 38 miles.
20 miles, you said 38 miles?
This is the
Muncie
guessing
to
numbers
Indianapolis
pod.
It is
it's
so
about
fun
an
because-
hour. Muncie to Indianapolis feels like it's about an hour, so I'll go 58 miles.
One of you is 2 miles off.
Oh, that's fun. I'll go 56.
40 miles. 40.
Was I right?
Up or down? Up or down?
Fuck.
You said
22 miles.
Okay. Get your answers in. Dan, you went the wrong way. You almost
God
got again.
damn it.
Yeah,
Not that,
baby.
Dan. 60.
60 an hour.
60.
Wait a minute. I wasn't even close.
Yeah, that Daniel. The documents indicate Shelton actually left the vehicle with the keys inside in a parking lot next door to the RDI Motors dealership. That's close enough, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I think
next
so.
door. It's there. Keys in it. Can you see
He's
it?
in it.
Well, that way it makes it look like it just kind of wandered off.
Yeah. What? I just took it over
That's
here.
what she said. However, the RDI Motors employee said the vehicle was ultimately recovered in Anderson, about how many miles from Muncie?
40.
8. I say 8.
Yeah,
8 miles.
14.
I say 8 miles.
I can't do this anymore. I've lost too many times.
20.
You would
20
have
miles. You would have had it.
No, I wouldn't have. I would have picked something different.
Sheldon
It's
reportedly
a
told
choice.
police she didn't know what happened to the vehicle after she left it, but that she'd seen it on some bitch's Snapchat.
That is not what.
Is that what she said? Some B dash dash.
Buried the lead, Jason.
Some bitch's Snapchat, which could have been the headline of the article.
This on some bitch's Snapchat. She was arrested on felony charges of auto theft, identity deception, and faces up to 2.5 years in prison if convicted. Police have said, I'm not making you guess that, have not said who they believe was placing the calls to the dealership. I think they have an idea.
Definitely
We're
a
going to
friend.
get out of here on this. How old is Keisha Shelton?
27.
I wish
I'll
I
go
knew
back
what.
into this.
I wish I knew what strip club she wanted to work.
I'm
in.
going to go with 26.
27, 26.
I'm gonna go 24 years old.
Get your answers in. Rand has the next story, and we'll give you our plugs that are coming up. Rand can tease it when he gets a chance. Keisha Shelton was
Keisha Shelton.
and is 20 years old.
Oh, 20
very nice.
again.
She's young, man.
A college junior.
Also ambitious.
Well,
I want my daughters to have that level
At
of
20
ambition.
years old. Ingenuity.
I
Go
need
get
to
a
know
car.
if she got the job.
I
she
want her
better
to
have
get
gotten the job. She fought hard for
She's
that.
a felon on the. We got a felon on the Bay State.
She's a felon and she's
There it is. Bring it back.
Brought it back. All right. One more segment. You say she's a felon and she's stripping nicely?
No, on stage. But,
This is why you don't let your grandfather officiate a wedding. All right, that's coming up next. It's Dumb People Town with Dan St. Germain. Dan's got a special. Dan's Fatty Dance, and Daniel's got a special. Rose Gold. Check them both out on YouTube.
Go to
They're
YouTube.
free.
Watch
Go to
free. You
YouTube.
got
It's
you got
free.
2 hours. Next time you're on a flight, next time you're like, what are we watching? Don't watch a dumb reality piece of crap. Watch
Yeah.
two beautiful
YouTube
pieces of
specials.
art.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
it.
art.
We'll be right back with more Dumb People Town in the last segment. Right after this.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We're with the great Dan St. Germain and Daniel Van Kirk. We are the Sklar brothers, and we have one more story. Before we get into it, let us tell you where we are going to be. Again, not sure when this drops, so I'm going to do our dates in. I'll do what we have in June. So we just added 2 dates at Hyenas. The one in Fort Worth on Wednesday night on June 19th, and then on the the 20th,
19th and 20th. Or
no, I think 19th and 20th.
19th is a Friday. Saturday is the 20th. You're talking about June?
June.
Ooh,
No, that's
that's
not.
tougher.
Anyway, Wednesday whatever that is, the Wednesday the 19th, and then the Thursday we're downtown.
You're right, Wednesday.
We're at the downtown Hyenas on the 20th and the 21st. We're going to be
At the Secret Group.
Secret Group in Houston, and 22nd we will be at the Secret Group. I'm very excited for all those shows. Supersklars.com. for all
Texas,
those.
come see us.
And then in LA, we're doing a tag-in on the 25th at Largo, which
Oh, that
should
should be
be
fun.
phenomenal and fun. You've done it. You both have done the show. It is
Great
a
show.
blast. So supersklars.com for all of that stuff, and good stuff on the way. We will let you know about that as it comes, but we can't reveal it now. Okay, here you go. You ready?
Yeah.
Sent in by Shebe Carlene at Shebe Carlene, Carlene McDermott. This is the headline. Texas grandfather accidentally shoots grandson 12 while officiating a
12
wedding.
times?
No,
12.
12-year-old grandson.
it's not accidental when it's 12 times.
No, it's not, exactly.
I'm sorry.
He might have shot him.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Whoops.
Might have,
My
a
bad.
might have a gun stutter.
We could have guessed the age.
How do you turn this off?
Right. Why the fuck you have a gun at a wedding?
Exactly. It's a Texas wedding. I mean, is there a
Still.
Is there a 21 gun salute when you get married?
I think you're allowed to just carry a gun anywhere.
Sure,
is
but I mean,
true.
like when someone's like, I do. Is that what happens?
Oh,
There's probably one more shrimp puff.
They both were going for it.
You shoot the person who tries.
That's
to
my
for
shrimp
sure.
puff.
Yeah.
No, it's not Grandpa. Oh yeah. Pop, 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 pop. 12.
I'm sure this kid was being a little bit of a shit.
He
probably
12
was.
years old.
Probably drunk on Mai Tais.
12-year-old
It's a wedding.
Texas.
Yeah, I hope he's
Dan,
drunk.
did you get drunk at weddings when you were 10, 11, 12?
100%.
Did you go around and drink? Did you ever
No,
do
I
this?
just ordered from the bar.
You ordered straight from the bar.
You didn't drink other people's
You were
old
bald at 12, right?
What's that?
Just kidding.
Daniel.
Yes.
We want Daniel Van Kirk to write a book called "I'll Dance with Your Aunt."
I'll dance with your aunt. My guide to being the best wedding guest
of
ever.
all time.
How great of a book would that be?
That's a great title.
and a great
I'm
idea.
not
for a
sure
book.
if it sells, but it's a great title. And
What do you mean?
It's a
It's the
fantastic.
How
It's
to
the
be the
wrestling-
best wedding guest ever?
It's the best title for that book that I have no idea who would buy.
I think people would buy it.
Young
send you
people.
a
How to be the greatest wedding guest of all time?
You get it from
How to
It's in
win?
the
How to
Midwest.
win the
At
wedding
some
game?
point in the wedding in the Midwest.
How to
they're
win the
letting
wedding game
teenagers
sounds like I think like if you're a bride,
Yeah.
She might
creating
buy
a
it by
wedding, how to
mistake.
win a
Yes.
wedding game.
How to
Yeah,
win
that
the
would
wedding
sell.
game?
Win again. All right, good. Michael
Dan.
Gardner, Daniel, Michael Gardner of Odessa, Texas. Odessa's like big time high school football. They're like 5,000 people come to the games. I mean, that is like West, I believe, West
11
Texas.
Tim Riggins running around.
Right. Was set to preside over the nuptials at the Hillside events in Denton, Nebraska on Saturday evening when he fired a blank round from his revolver into the air. You don't need to do that.
Dummy.
If you're in the crowd and he fires a revolver,
What goes up must come down.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that what happened?
So
It's
wait.
blank, I thought.
Gardner was trying to, quote, gain everybody's attention. How about a crazy whistle?
Yeah. How about hey guys?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, we're about to start the wedding.
What happened to just reading from Corinthians?
Or a piano. Dun, 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 dun.
A little bit of that?
Everyone will shut the F
Yes.
up. Yeah. Gardner was trying to get everyone's attention after the wedding got off to a late start because, quote, somebody forgot the rings.
So now this is someone else's fault. They forgot the rings, and that's why I shot my 12-year-old grandson.
That's
Whoa,
right.
what?
Hey, I'm telling you, if the rings are here on time, people aren't making a noise. I don't have to shoot my gun up in the air, which I brought.
If
you
the
bring-
rings don't fit,
you must
must
acquit. The deputy explained, noting, may he
2
rest
rings,
in
1
peace.
gun can't lose.
That's right. Noting that the firearm was a Pieta 1860 snub-nosed revolver. Doesn't that sound like something that like an old cop in San Francisco would carry
Yeah,
around?
This is the kind of gun that this guy shows to a lot of people.
Like,
Yeah.
can
Like,
you
I don't care. I
Can
don't
you
wanna see
saw
that.
off a revolver?
I think isn't snub nose what Michael Corleone used?
Yeah, he did. Put it behind the
sure it
toilet.
was a
All right.
snub.
Noting that the firearm, was that snub as well, and the blank round contained black powder inside the casing with glue. When he decided to cock back the hammer's revolver, it slipped and shot his grandson in the left shoulder, causing an
This is
injury.
this is like the Crow all over
This
again.
is stop it.
Man, the amount of times I hear that.
That's right, left. Okay. All over
It was a
again.
crow-themed wedding.
Hutchins
You didn't know
said, adding that the boy was in close proximity to Gardner at the time. Both
you
of them
know
were
for a
outside.
fact this old guy was like, "Why is he standing there? Well, why
Don't
is he
look at
standing
me.
there?
Well, don't
Why
put
is
him
he
there.
standing there?"
Well, don't put him
Why
there.
is he standing there? What? Why am I the
I mean,
bad
I'm not
guy?
glad I did it, but why is he standing there?
What we believe is that the glue injured the child, Houchin said on Monday. He added that the boy was transported to an area hospital before being taken to another hospital.
Hold on, time out.
In
Randy.
Omaha.
Do you think they finished the ceremony?
Yes. The bride's like,
if it's
the bride is
shoulder,
like,
yes.
it is my day.
It is my day. This kid's not going to
This
take
little,
away my day.
this little bitch isn't going to ruin my day.
Shoulder, you finish the ceremony.
That's right.
I agree.
Nuts? I don't know.
No, anything below shoulder.
Before being taken to a hospital in Omaha for further treatment of the non-life-threatening injuries. That's why we were able to do it. We do have the weapon, the ammunition, and the spent casing, Houchin said. The deputy also stated that Gardner turned himself in on Monday and was arrested on suspicion of felony child abuse. That's
Well,
what it is.
So wait a second.
Due to
He
the
waited a
seriousness
whole
of the-
day to turn himself in?
yeah.
I imagine the
What's
cops
wrong with
let
that?
him
He's like,
come
the cops,
in tomorrow.
he
It's
said the
the
cops
wedding.
don't work on Sunday,
Yeah.
right?
It's Lord's
Part of
Day.
the- But
So funny
not-
it's felony child abuse. Like Texas, they can't mention the gun. Well, the gun part's fine.
Right, of course.
You abused a
Yeah,
kid.
you abused a kid. I mean, if it was somebody else, you would not have.
Right, if it was Johnny
Right.
Sack,
So
you're
if
getting
the
him at wedding.
person's 17, 18, you're fine. What the county attorney decides to charge him with is up to him, he said. This is what
Yeah,
the
there's a lot
deputy
of
said.
deflection.
Yeah, so we'll kick this one down the road. He said, adding that the crime fit the statute of child abuse. It's just kind of neglectful to take a gun out that has blanks and
What a
fire it amongst people.
What a casual way of saying.
kinda
You're a
neglectful.
dick.
it's just kind of frowned upon.
By the way,
It's a little much, guys.
Yeah, hey, don't do it, you dumbass, is
So-
what I would say.
If you're looking for an excuse not to invite this old piece of shit to anything ever
right,
again, you got it. You got it.
Is-
Like, you've got it for life.
Do we agree he never officiates any wedding ever again?
He's not allowed at anything.
I'm not sure he officiated this wedding.
No, maybe he did. Playing with the firearms, no matter what, in sickness, in health,
Yeah.
in injury by my gun,
Yeah, no kidding.
no matter what. If they're blanks,
Do you think
bad
right
things
after
can
he
happen.
shot the kid, he didn't realize the severity and was like, "Now everybody gonna listen? Now is everybody
Okay,
paying attention?"
I'm the asshole.
Oh,
he's like, okay, I've got your attention now.
wouldn't it be great if this
You
old
may
guy
now shoot the bride.
Wouldn't it be
Kiss the
wonderful
bride.
if this old ass posted to Reddit, "Am I the asshole?" And it's he doesn't know. I shot a 12-year-old, my grandson, at a wedding. I was
with glue,
officiating.
with glue.
Am I Reddit?
Before
Reddit,
you jumped
am I
down my
the
throat,
asshole?
right? Before you jumped down my throat, it was just glue.
He's 12.
Before you jumped on
7th
my-
grader.
Before you jumped on my throat, it was a cash bar.
Before you jumped down my throat, you know how 12-year-olds can heal real fast.
I'm Dr. Ravioli.
My name is
I know
Dr.
this.
Ravioli, and I'm officiating this wedding.
You guys need to understand, Dr. Ravioli is in there doing everything he can.
He's trying to stitch this kid's shoulder up with what?
And stuff it with ricotta.
It's like a weird Kids in the Hall sketch.
I'm going to get out of here on this. And Dan St. Germain again.
The
Dance
specialist.
Dance fatty dance.
Dance fatty dance.
Dance
And
fatty
the-
dance.
and the change
and
of
then
podcast
Jay
name.
is working stiff.
Working Stiff, a wrestling podcast.
A wrestling
want
podcast.
that.
Used to be Wrestle Roast.
Daniel Van Kirk.
Hey.
Go see Rose Gold. Watch
Yes.
it. It's
Come
such
see
a
us
treat.
all live.
And a townie just hit me up too, said that they loved Wine Club, so I still appreciate people watching
yeah,
the
dude,
movie.
watch that
Yeah,
movie.
yes.
He's
Everything's at DanielVanKirk.com.
Supersklars.com and Daniel St.
DanSaintGermain.net.
DanSaintGermain.net.
Guys,
I'm surprised it's not a .org.
I know. I mean, they want a .gov at this point.
.edu.
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 Let's get out of here on this. How old is the grandfather who shot his grandson?
Oh, man.
12, so he's got to be. I'm going to try to get this one right. 78.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay, what do you think?
I'm going to go, fuck it, dude. I'll go 69.
Okay,
Dude.
69, bro.
It's Texas, dude. I was going to say like 64.
Okay. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
All right. Get your answers in, townies. One of you is 2 years off.
Great.
Do you want to go up or down 2 years?
66.
But I want 71.
Okay, what do you go up or down 2 years?
I'm going to go down 76.
Okay. Get your answers in, townies, because this man who shot his grandson at a wedding thinking he was just shooting blanks. Here
Not
comes,
thinking.
By
Here
the way,
comes
that's how
the
his daughter
douche.
was born. Here comes the
Not
douche. Is 62 years old.
Oh, I was on the right
A
path.
veritable youngin.
I was wrong, but he's more wrong. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? For being that age.
He's being
He's
that age.
11 years older than us.
It's so close. To
Or
us.
10 years older.
All right, you guys,
years
that
older
is
than
the
me.
show. That's how we do it. It's just fun in Dumb People Town. Thank you for listening. And hey, tell a friend about Dumb People Town. That's how we
Yes.
grow and expand this
Same
thing.
with
Join our Patreon and all that good stuff. And oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.